Now I request everybody to have to discuss any questions on this presentation. So, please.
So when you said 102 lakh crore, this is for what period?
2 lakhs crores for
102 lakh crores.
102 lakh crores for 2019 to 2025.
So by 2025, this much has to be constructed.
This much amount the government has allocated for NIP. For the projects which are under the infrastructure sectors, the government has allocated 102 lakhs crore from 2017 to 2025 for development of the infrastructure on best possible basis.
What is the funding there to for the government to give so much of an impetus?
Yeah, they are giving impetus to the infrastructure projects, and if you will see the last couple of years, that they have given enormous amount of funding for the infrastructure sectors. For the projects undertaken by any developers in the road sectors, either in the railway sectors, they have not disturbed any payment cycles, and they are maintaining payment time to time. Even during the COVID period, they have given payment on time to the infrastructure developers.
PWD department comes under the
PWD department comes under the state government. Yeah.
So that is the allocation which the state government spend is a part of this, or it would be
Out of the total budget allocation of the government, union government, they will allocate funds for the state government. But for the PWD government state government has also to infuse their fund apart from the kitties given by the central government.
That's why I'm saying it.
That will come from the state government allocation.
So it is like your central government fund which you are talking, and this state government.
This is
fund
basically the
will be
union budget,
extra.
union government funding.
So that will be additional, right?
That would be additional, and that would out of this fund, the fund allocation can be given to the government also, the state government also. So, state government will have two source of fund. One source of fund will be from the union government. Second source of the fund will be from their own contribution. And considering both the source of fund, they will spend on the infrastructure sectors as per their choice.
So what is the average rate of infrastructure financing cost?
It is around 9.5% as of today. Considering the external rating of A or AA. AA के केस में वो 9% रहता है. Triple B में 10% कहीं जाता है, 10 to 10.5%.
अच्छा. Understood. And what is an average collateral for a UG normally?
No, basically for the infrastructure sector there are two types of funding. One is term loan funding. For term loan funding, collateral is minimal. Basically, they are funding the project. For example, if there is any developer who are doing the construction of HAN project, hybrid annuity project in the road sector, in that project, 40% of the project cost will be funded by NHI. Balance 60% developer has to arrange from their own source or from the loan fund. In that project, there is no collateral. It is a project funding. After completion of the project, after 6 months, the annuity will start coming, and from that annuity, the funding, repayment of the debt servicing will be taken care of. So in that case, there is zero collateral. For EPC project, depends upon the size of the organization, depends upon the rating of the organization, collateral is envisaged by the banks. But in the infrastructure project, mostly bank guarantee is required by the developer.
Right.
So suppose they are having order book of around 20,000 crores.
Okay.
And yearly they are having turnover of 10,000 crores.
Okay.
So average they would require around 3,000 to 5,000 crores of non-fund based limit.
Right.
To that extent, they would not have a collateral to fund get the bridge limit. So that the funding for that company, funding for that projects, funding for that developer purely depends upon their external rating, their past track record, how they are executing the project, how much time they are increasing their timeline for construction of the project. Purely it will depend upon the company to company. There is no thumb rule for that, how much collateral is required. But in that case, collateral would be around 10 to 15% or 5% in the form of FDR, margin money.
Okay.
And 5% to 10% additional collateral bank are generally seeking for that.
Understood.
Yeah.
What are normal BG charges in there?
BG charges is basically from 0.5% to 1.5%, depends upon the external rating only.
Okay. Understood. Thank you.